There is a natural blind spot built into your eyesight. Photoreceptors in the retina detect light and allow you to perceive vision. On your optic nerve head, there are no photoreceptors, so your eyes cannot discern light and see the picture that's there because your brain knows that logically. Something's supposed to be there. It will attempt to fill in the blank spaces of what that is based off of context. This is called an assumption. For example, Asians are bad drivers. Whenever I see a bad driver on the road, I know they're Asian. Every time I check the race of a bad driver and they are in fact Asian, my mind will file this away as fact. Every time I check the race of a bad driver and they are not Asian, they exist in this natural blind spot that I have created. I don't see them, therefore, I don't retain that information, and thus it can remain. All Asians are bad drivers. This is how prejudices are made. When our brains attempt to fill in our blind spots based off of information we have stored within us, it allows a person to become blind to something that's literally standing right in front of them. Like, say, an individual descends a golden escalator and declares that all Mexicans are rapists. While one group of people will see this as the racist dog whistle that it is, the other will see this person as their next president. At least 20 people who were involved in the borderline shooting were also survivors of the massacre in Las Vegas. For those 20 people, country music has become more detrimental to their health than any altercation with an asylum seeking refugee who shows up at our borders hoping for a safe harbor from the blowback of wars we created in their countries. But there is no proposed talk of a honky tonk ban, no discussion of walls being erected along the Mason Dixon line in an attempt to stem the bloodshed that comes from just another mass shooting. In 2001, Richard Reed attempted to board an American Airlines flight with an explosive device packed into his shoe. Ever since then, we have all been made to take off our shoes to board a plane. However, a gun has been used almost exclusively in every mass fatality that has happened in the last 20 years. But guns continue to disappear into this collective blind spot of thoughts and prayers. Every mass shooter but two have been men, yet the female body has more laws levied against her than they do against them. At some point in our social timeline, we have to question what is actually being seen and what we are knowledgeably refusing to see. One Sunday, police were called to the scene of a crime, and since the scales of justice are blind in the blank spaces in its vision, Jamil Roberson was gunned down by the very cops he one day wanted to join because justice saw black instead of hero and took aim. Vision is a collection of light assembled together and made into pictures. So two people standing opposite each other watching the same event transgress will provide two different stories on what happened in light of the continued span of deaths. One person might see that guns, men, and racism are the number one killers in America, and the other will try to convince you that a
Single woman
racist
killed
family
by
Asians
Asians
are bad driving.